Stop! Before you watch another finance video that tells you to cut your lattes and eat rice and beans, I want to show you something nobody in your life has been honest with you about. Not your parents, not your bank, definitely not the guy who sold you your car. Right now, the average American car payment is $735 a month. That is not a typo. $735. Every single month, gone. And here is what makes that number truly wild. More than half of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings, which means the car sitting in your driveway right now costs more per month than your entire financial safety net. Let that sit for 1 second. The thing that is losing value every single hour, depreciating while you sleep, while you work, while you watch this video, is costing you more per month than what you have saved for an emergency. That is not a car problem. That is a wealth problem. And today, we are going to go through it slowly, clearly, with real math, so that by the end of this video, you will never look at a car payment the same way again. Let me introduce you to Marcus. He is 28 years old. He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment in Atlanta with a roommate. He has a degree, a full-time job in logistics, and he makes $62,000 a year before taxes. After federal tax, state tax, and his health insurance. Deductions, Marcus takes home about $319.50 a month. That is a solid, honest income for someone in their late 20s. He is not rich, but he is not struggling either. He splits rent. His share is $1,050. Groceries, utilities, his phone plan, a couple of streaming services, that is another. $680, he puts a little into his 523Month, about $120 a month. Small student loan payment, $210 a month. That leaves him roughly $1,890 a month for everything else. Not a lot, but workable. 2 years ago, Marcus's old car finally died. He needed something. He went to the dealership just to browse, and a very friendly salesman sat him down, ran some numbers, and asked him one simple question. Marcus, what kind of monthly payment works for you? Not, what can you afford total? Not, have you thought about what this will cost you over 6 years? Just, what monthly number feels okay? Marcus said he could do around 500. Let us do the math together, slowly, because this is the part that changes how you see things. Marcus borrowed $31,500 at 7.9% interest over 72 months. By the time he makes his very last payment, 6 years from now, he will have paid back $38,304. That is $6,804 in interest, just for borrowing the money. But the loan payment is only part of the story. Let us look at the full picture of what it costs. Marcus to own this car for those 6 years. Loan repayment over 72 months, $38,304. Auto insurance at $158 a month, $11,376. Gas at $140 a month, $10,080. Maintenance, tires, and repairs at $95 a month, $6,140. Registration and fees, $960. Total 6-year cost of ownership, $65 out of $560. $67,560. And what is that car worth when Marcus makes his final payment 6 years from now? If he drives it normally and keeps it in decent shape? Somewhere between $11,000 and $14,000. Let us be generous and say $14,000. Marcus spent $67,560 to own something worth $14,000. That is not a car purchase. That is a $53,000 lesson that nobody teaches in school. And Marcus is not an outlier. He is not making bad decisions by normal American standards. He is doing exactly what millions of people do every single year, because the system is designed to make this feel completely normal. Here is how much of Marcus's monthly take-home income goes to this one vehicle. $916 a month when you add the loan, insurance, gas, and maintenance together. That is 23 cents out of every dollar he earns after tax, almost a quarter of his entire income, evaporating into something that goes down in value. So why does almost every working American end up here? Why do intelligent, educated, hardworking people sign up for 6-year car loans on vehicles they cannot truly afford? It is not stupidity. I want to be very clear about that. It is psychology. And it is a psychology that the entire automotive industry, worth over $1 trillion in the United States alone, has spent decades studying and engineering around. The first piece is called present bias. Humans are wired to value what they can touch, see, and experience right now far more than abstract benefits that arrive later. A car you can drive today feels 10 times more real than a retirement account you will touch in 30 years. The dealership knows this. They are not selling you a car. They are selling you today. The second piece is payment framing. When the salesman asked Marcus, "Can you do $500 a month?" he did something very deliberate. Now, I want to show you something that very few personal finance videos actually stop to calculate, and because it is uncomfortable. Marcus is 28. Most Americans finance a new car every 5 to 6 years. That is a cycle. They pay off one car and then they finance another, and another, and another. It is not one bad decision. It is a repeating pattern that compounds over a lifetime. If Marcus follows that average pattern and finances a new car every 6 years from age 28 to age 64, that is roughly 6 car cycles. At his current spending level, the total cost of car ownership over his working life approaches $400,000. Some estimates put the average American lifetime car cost above $500,000 when you factor in rising vehicle prices. Now consider this alternative. Marcus buys a reliable 3-year-old used Honda Accord with 35,000 miles on it, pays $14,000 cash, which he saves up over 18 months before buying. No loan, no interest, no 523 monthly payment. His total monthly car costs drop from $916 to roughly $420, just insurance, gas, and maintenance. That frees up $496 every single month. If Marcus puts that $496 into a basic S&P 500 index fund starting at age 28 with a historical average return of 10% annually, and simply leaves it alone, $392,000 by age 58, $641,000 by age 63, $1.04 million by age 68, from one decision, at 28, about a car. The used car gets Marcus to work in the same amount of time. It sits in the same parking lot. It does the same job. It just does not come with a 6-year financial commitment and a slow drain on his future. I want to be honest with you about something. The people who build real, lasting wealth, not the people who look wealthy, but the ones who actually have financial security, they do not avoid cars. They just think about them differently.